Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Team Hardcore training call. Today is January 11th. So we're at the beginning of the year, new you, new business. Everyone is fired up. We've had an amazing first couple of weeks here, almost first 2 weeks. And I think everyone just gets this whole sense of this year is going to be unlike the last, so much better, so much better. We have so many more opportunities. I hope you've been paying attention. I hope that you're engaged and realize that our opportunity now is better than it's ever been. And you're only going to feel that if you really start looking at what's changed and really start looking at yourself and what you're doing in your business. And if you need to revamp some stuff and approach some things, now is the time to do it. I know I'm doing it for myself. I mean, I've been doing this for over 9 years, and it'd be great if I could just say, oh, I'm just going to continue to do what I've always done and just keep, implementing my same old systems over and over. But that doesn't work. And I hope you realize that being a business owner, we have to innovate. We have to be creative. We have to really look at, what we're doing and what's our message. And as that evolves, we have to evolve with our systems and the way we approach things. And obviously social media is changing. So it's just really exciting in my opinion. I hope that you watched the Super Saturday video from this past weekend. Our Super Saturday, Super Sunday was off the hook. Had so much fun with everyone, but I want you to make sure that you go in your online office and watch that video, because if you don't, you're going to miss, like I said, some of those new opportunities that we have this year that we haven't had before. And you're going to miss the way that things are being done. You're going to miss learning about the Success Club trip and how this month in January, you can be earning that trip. There's double dollars incentive for this month, earning Success Club. Just so much. You cannot miss that video. So in your online office, make sure you watch that. And even if you were at a Super Saturday, you might want to watch it again. Also realize that obviously 80-Day Obsession is starting on Monday. And so you can start digging into the meal plan now. Start getting yourself prepared. Start understanding it. Hopefully you're in Autumn's coach test group. That's really key that you be in that group. So that you can really see how a test group is run, and so that you can keep yourself accountable on this program and really learn from Autumn and from the nutritionist what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. But also so you yourself can see how a challenge group is run. Now, you may want to run yours a little differently. Every coach runs their groups differently. So don't think like I have to do it the way Autumn does it, or I have to do it the way this test group is run. Everyone does it differently. You need to create your own culture, your own vibe. You need to do what excites you in your challenge groups, but at least it's a template to look at and realize as you're in that group that what fires people up more than anything is just other people's support. It's not necessarily the expert knowledge or the scientific information. It's support. It's people empowering other people and being there for other people. That's what makes challenge groups fun. So I hope that you're in that coach test group. Now remember, you only need to buy any 80-Day Obsession product to be in that coach test group. So every one of you should be in that group, right? Okay, so let me think. What else did I want to mention? I think that's it. So let me get on to our guest speaker today. I'm very excited to introduce our guest speaker. Our guest speaker is Bob Heilig, and he is the founder of My Virtual Upline, which is an amazing podcast and online training resource. His podcasts are exactly the content that we need as relationship marketers, as network marketers. I just listened to his latest podcast, Creating Your Breakthrough Year. That's the latest one that's on there right now. So good, you guys. Honestly, I was like, I've heard the whole goal setting stuff. I do my personal development all the time. I was like, this is probably just another one of those, right? But I listened to the podcast, and right away I was like all ears, thinking, oh my goodness, this is so good. So if you haven't heard that podcast yet, please do. Please subscribe to his podcast. It's called My Virtual Upline. He did another one that just blew my mind, Purpose-Driven Prospecting. So good. So I'm not kidding you guys. You have to subscribe to this podcast. So he's the founder of My Virtual Upline. Like, which, like I said, is perfect content for what we need in our businesses. So not only do I want you to subscribe to it, but I want you to, if you have a team, to have them subscribe to it as well and listen to it, because it's just so good. But it's really based on, you know, leading with your purpose and your impact. And from that, building a business that is profitable, but leading with the purpose and leading with your message and leading with your impact, and how that's going to keep you in this so much longer and happier. And he's also a husband and a father, and I'm sure a very dedicated one. So with that, Bob, are you there?
I'm here, Janelle. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. We can hear you. We can see you.
There I am. Look at me. Well, it's good to be here. And I want to thank you for that introduction. And I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to chat with your team and everybody that sees this. I've been talking a lot over the last couple of weeks about something that I kind of have termed legacy leadership, which is what you're essentially referring to, which is, to me, it's a different mindset when it comes to building a network marketing business. And it's something that I've always kind of had in my heart and in my mind since the early days of when I started in the profession. But it hasn't been until like the last 6 or 8 months that I've actually kind of called it something. And it really is what you said, which is being more impact driven and not just looking at your business as a way for you to make a lot of money. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that. Like, we all should want to have personal and financial and time freedom, but legacy leadership is about what that freedom allows you to do once you're there, which is truly make an impact in the world and in the lives of other people. And why you and I connected originally is because I believe you embody that philosophy. You know, I know the way that you operate in your business, so I'm assuming a lot of your team feels the same way. So that's why I'm excited to talk to everyone. And, you know, I want to start off just really kind of briefly saying this. I remember the early days in my network marketing business. I struggled really bad. And I struggled because I had what I call the success mindset. And I think this is what a lot of people, when they first start their business, they have this approach where they view their business really just as a way for them to make a lot of money, and it's all their own personal gain. And for years, I used to just set success goals. Things like, you know, this year I want to make this much money, and I want to hit this rank, or I'd like to quit my job, or I want to buy this nice thing. It was all for my own internal personal gain. It was just about me. And I think it's no coincidence that when that was really my primary focus, I found myself really struggling and feeling stuck in my business. I found myself oftentimes paralyzed by fear, not being able to overcome that, to do the things that I knew that I needed to do. And it wasn't until I had this shift in mindset, and I don't even remember what it was that made me think differently, but I stopped looking at my business as just something that could help me. And I really started getting tuned into the fact that my business, this profession that we all are in, is truly one of the greatest vehicles ever invented to impact the lives of other people in a positive way. And I started looking at my business as a way to do that, to make a difference in the world. And I actually, what I call this today is I try to and I actually, you know, I started a program called the Legacy Leadership Academy in September of last year, trying to teach this philosophy to people. But inside of my program, I help people make the shift from the success mindset to the mindset of significance. And that's what legacy leadership is all about. Success is about you. Significance is about other people. Here's why this is important. Because if all you have is success goals and the success mindset, you're going to have a problem with long-term sustainable success, because success leads you to happiness, which is good, but it doesn't last. You know, you're not waking up today fired up to get out there and build your business because of a bonus check that you got 6 months ago. You're not getting up today, you know, just becoming unstoppable, getting through all the no's and all the downsides of the business because of a rank advancement you got 3 months ago. You know, these things don't last. We need to tap into something that is much more deeper and meaningful and a more lasting source of fuel. And I'll tell you what it is. It's called fulfillment. The moment you start looking at your business as a way to impact and make a difference in the lives of others, it's not about you anymore. It's about something much bigger. And the moment you start looking at your business that way, you instantly start feeling more fulfilled. And here's the power behind this. And most of the people that are watching this have probably already figured this out. You're not going to love what you do every day. There's actually going to be some days where it's going to be very hard for you to go out and do the things you know you need to do. But if you feel fulfilled by the work that you're doing, if you know that there is a bigger purpose for why you said yes to Beachbody and why you are an entrepreneur, if you are clear on the fact that your Beachbody business is going to be one of the primary ways that you literally leave the legacy of your life, to know that your life really truly mattered, then you will become unstoppable. Because you'll be able to get through those tough days and through those challenging times if you know there's a bigger reason why you do what you do. Here's the other thing fulfillment does. It helps you get over your fear. Because when we're experiencing fear and we're being stuck because of that, the only reason why that is because we're being selfish. We're only focused on what it's going to do for us. Well, how it's going to make me feel, or how are other people going to think of me? What if they say no? What if they look down on me because I'm doing this or that? And it's all about us. But the moment it stops being just about you and it starts truly being about other people, that's the thing that helps you get over fear. But let me talk about fear, because I'm really passionate about helping people change the way they look at fear. If you're watching this right now, and if you're honest with yourself, your business, it's not where you want it to be. It hasn't happened as fast as you want it to. You're feeling a little stuck and a little bit challenged. I'm going to tell you there's only one reason why that happens. It's because of fear. Look, the last thing you need me to do is get on here and tell you that you need to go talk to more people. You need to prospect more. You need to get more customers. You need to get more coaches. You need to get over your fear of public speaking and be a better leader and inspire and train people and do videos. You already know all of that. You don't need me to tell you to do that. Janelle's probably been telling you to do that for the last 9 years, right? But I want to ask you a question. I want to challenge you here a little bit. You already know what you're supposed to do, but yet you either don't do it or you don't do it consistently. Now, why is that? Well, I'll tell you, it's one, because you don't have the fuel you need, which is fulfillment and what we're talking about, but it's also because you're not facing your fears. And I will tell you what I have learned about fear. The things that are your biggest fears in your business and in your life, if you can learn how to face them, they will also become the source of the greatest breakthroughs in your life. And I think here's the problem with fear. Oftentimes, the things we fear the most are the things we know we should do the most, but we face this fear, and what do? We run away from it. And I want to call that something else to help you look at what you do differently. When you run away from your fear and don't do something you know you should do, what it is you are playing small in your business and in your life. And here's what some of you have done. You've made it a habit of playing small, and that's why you're not where you want to be. See, I love this quote by Winston Churchill. Churchill said, "Fear is a reaction, but courage is a decision." And some of you are living your life and your business in a reactive state, running from your fear. That will never make you successful. Here's what I want to challenge you to do right now today. Make the decision to be more courageous in your life. It's not about being fearless. Some people are like, you got to be fearless. Look, anyone that tells you that does not know how this works. Because I will tell you, if you're not feeling fear, then all that means is you are not pushing yourself and you are not challenging yourself to go to the next level. Anytime you are on the path of your purpose, anytime you are leveling up in your life, you are going to be afraid. Fear is not a bad thing. It is a good thing. Start using fear as a compass in your life. Start searching out fear. That's the way this works. So it's not about being fearless. It's about being more courageous. And if you remember what Churchill says, that courage is a decision, you can make that decision. But it is a decision that you are going to have to make day by day, moment by moment. But here's the way courage works. It's like a muscle. Every time you use it, every time you exercise it, it gets stronger, right? What better analogy for my Beachbody people here, right? You got to build your courage muscle up. See, here's the way this works. I want to even break this down for you more to get you to understand what you're doing. Every time you face a fear and you don't take action and you play small in your life, it literally kills your confidence, belief, and enthusiasm. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. Now, the opposite is true, though. That first time that you make the decision and say, enough is enough, I am going to stop playing small, I'm going to start facing my fears, I'm going to listen to what this guy Bob told me, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to have courage. I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway. Something magical begins to happen. Let me share a story with you. So here's a really good example of how this is even more powerful. Sometimes our greatest fears actually reveal to us the greatest gifts that we have inside of us to offer the world. One of my number one fears my entire life has been public speaking, which I know is crazy for people to understand. Janelle's raising her hand now. I'm introverted just like she is. And I can remember the first time I ever spoke in public. It was in my first year in this profession. It was a small little Saturday training at the Philadelphia airport. There were 20 people in the room. And my sponsor asked me to open the meeting up. I'd never spoken in public. I mean, I avoided it like the plague. And he literally had to physically push me in front of the room. And I remember walking, couldn't have been more than 20 feet to the front of the room. I had this physical sensation that I remember thinking, like, this must be what it feels like to die, like what I'm experiencing right now. And I got in front of that room. I don't remember what I said. It was not good. It was embarrassing. It was horrifying, but I did it. And something interesting happened. I remember driving home from the meeting, and I had this really weird sensation. I actually started feeling more confident in myself. And I didn't understand why, but now looking back, it's so clear to me, because for the first time in my life, I had the courage, albeit I was physically forced to have courage. I did something I didn't think I could do before. And what I'm trying to tell you is every time you exercise that courage muscle, it will slowly start to build your belief in yourself and your confidence and your enthusiasm. And here's what I didn't realize at the time. Little did I know, and this was all the way back in like 2001, right? Little did I know that that horrible opening presentation that I gave at the Philadelphia airport would open something up inside of me that would eventually reveal to me the greatest gift that I have to offer the world, which is my story and my words. And this is my purpose, to inspire people. And I just want some of you to realize that some of your greatest fears, what that is it is your purpose. It is your calling telling you, stop running away from us. Stop playing small. There's a bigger life out there for you to live. There is greatness inside of you waiting to get out if you can just make that decision, like Churchill said. So I want people to change their relationship to fear. But here's why we struggle, okay? We struggle, and I'm going to really call people out right now. People are going to be like, oh my God, this is totally what I do. Here's what we do when we face fears. To justify us playing small, we actually make up stories that help us deal with us doing this. It's actually called creative interpretations. And here's how it works. So you're in a scenario where you face a fear in your life. And you're starting, so like, let's just say that I want to prospect Janelle for my business, right? I want to share Beachbody with Janelle, but let's say I haven't spoken to her in several years. So I'm thinking of reaching out, but I'm starting to feel that fear. I'm starting to feel that resistance. Here's what you do. And you do this unconsciously. You make up a story that justifies you to do one of two things. Either take the action or don't take the action. If you make up a story that causes you to not act and play small, that's called a red light. If you make up a story to take the action, that's called a green light. And you're going to laugh when you hear this, but this is what you do. Here's a red light. This mental tape starts playing in my mind. I say something like this. Well, I haven't talked to Janelle in 2 years. I can't reach out to her about Beachbody. I mean, what is she going to think of me if the first time I contact her in 2 years is asking her to join me in this business or try these products and this opportunity? She's going to be totally offended. And you know what else? She's already pretty successful, and I know what she does. And she's not like a salesperson. She doesn't have that kind of background, so she probably wouldn't want to do this anyway. And I know she doesn't have a lot of time, so I'm just not going to call her. I'm not going to reach out to her. I'll find someone else on my list. That's a red light. And I am telling you, if you're stuck in your business, you do that every single day. Now, here's where this is funny. Let me tell you what a green light sounds like. There's always two different ways to look at any situation. And the only difference between people that succeed and people that fail, they tell themselves stories that empower them instead of disempower them. They create green lights. Here's a green light. Well, you know, I'd like to prospect Janelle. I haven't talked to her in 2 years, but guess what else hasn't happened? She hasn't talked to me in 2 years either. She's as guilty as I am. And, you know, I really liked Janelle, and I miss the fact that we're not in each other's lives. And what if I could share these life-changing products and this life-changing opportunity with her, and we could partner up together in Beachbody and actually become friends again and be in each other's lives, make money together, go out and impact people in a huge way? How amazing would that be? And, you know, I know she's already successful and I know she's busy, but I bet you she doesn't want to be busy. I bet you she'd love some sort of an opportunity that could give her more time and financial freedom to spend with her children and her family. You know what? I have a responsibility to reach out to Janelle. That's a green light. Now, here's what I want to tell you to do. The next time you encounter fear and you start creating a red light, I want you to catch yourself. And I want you to force yourself to do the opposite. Now, you're going to laugh at yourself because you're literally going to be like, I am making up a story right now to get me to do something that I don't want to do. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is you have unconsciously been doing this since you've joined your business, but you're doing it in a way that is making you play small and keeping you from the results that you want. It is a decision, just like Churchill said. So that's fear. But let's talk about the thing that we fear the most. Prospecting, what I just shared with you. I'll tell you why, in my experience, why I think people struggle the most with prospecting. It's because they are not really having the kind of conversations that they need to that connect with people on a meaningful level to move them to action. So here's what they do. Most people, when they're prospecting, they spend all of their time talking about what they do. You know, we sell Beachbody. I'm a Beachbody coach. We have weight loss, nutritional shakes, this, that. And then they also talk about how they're different or better. Well, we're different because of this. We're better because of that. We have this person. We have that. Right. It's all what and how, which, by the way, are features and benefits. Now, here's the problem with features and benefits. They do not inspire people to take action. Features and benefits do not distinguish you from your competition in a way that is truly meaningful. It is actually rooted in the biology of the brain why you can't get people to say yes, because features and benefits are speaking to the logical part of the human brain, which is not where we make decisions. Now, here's how you move people to action. You must connect with them on an emotional level. We are not logical beings. We are emotional beings. See, think about how many times in your life you've had a decision you needed to make that logically you know you shouldn't make it, but it feels like the right thing to do and you do it anyway. See, when you can connect with people on an emotional level while you're prospecting, that is what moves them to action. Now, how do you do that? Well, inside of my program and Legacy Leadership, we teach something called purpose-driven prospecting. Purpose-driven prospecting is based on this. You setting an impact goal for your business, sharing that with people before you get into the what and how so that you can connect with them on an emotional level. Said another way, before you share with me what you do and how you're different or better, tell me why you do what you do. People will buy why you do what you do and who you are way before they buy what you do or how you're different or better. I'll give you an example of how this works. So in my program, we have this training where we walk you through a step-by-step process. And what we teach you to do is examine your life before Beachbody. And we help you identify the areas of your life where you were dissatisfied or where something was missing. Because every one of you, there was something missing in your life that caused you to say yes. And that becomes the foundation for setting your impact goal and how you share your why with people. Now, I'm going to just, off the top of my head, I'm just going to give you an example of how this would sound. So let's say Janelle's a prospect of mine, and perhaps I might have this conversation with her before I share the products with her and get her through her transformation. Perhaps I might share it in that kind of conversation that I have to bring up the coach opportunity. You can do it in different places depending on what your story is, but mine, let's just say it's something like this. I say, Janelle, let me tell you why I do Beachbody. You know my background, or maybe they don't. I was in corporate America and I was working a job that, if I'm honest, I was waking up every day not excited about what I do. I had no sense of purpose in my life. I wasn't getting paid what I was worth. And I didn't know that my life really truly had purpose or meaning. And I got to the point where I got so frustrated because I did not have the time to do the things in life that are most important to me, like being a parent or raising my children or doing this or that, whatever it is. It'd be different for every one of you. And I reached a point where I said, enough is enough. And now maybe part of your why is that transformation of your health, which is totally fine. But I started looking for something to solve this problem, and I found this opportunity. I found these products. And what I will tell you is this company has literally given me my life back. I wake up every day now excited about what I'm doing. I have a sense of purpose, and I know that I go out and I get to impact the lives of other people. And in the process of doing that, I finally get paid what I'm worth. And I am on the road for the first time in my life to having financial and time freedom to do the things that matter to me the most. And Janelle, you know why we're sitting here right now? Because my mission in life is to find people that were just like me a year ago, that know they deserve more than what they have, that are stuck in dead-end jobs or careers that are unfulfilling, that are at a point in their physical health where they know they need things to be better, that want to find something that can truly allow them to live the life that they know they were meant to live. And guess what? By the way, it just so happens to be called Beachbody. That's how I do this. That's an impact goal. That's leading with why. And I'm telling you, if you have those kinds of conversations, like what I just did was, and I just did it off the top of my head, but we teach you this very step-by-step formula. I just learned how to put to words my innermost important beliefs and feelings and emotions, my values. Now, the power of that is this. If I share that with Janelle and she shares some of those same values and beliefs, we will make an instant and genuine connection on a level that is so much more meaningful than anything you could ever accomplish by talking about the features and the benefits of what you do. And here's the crazy part. If I connect with her on that level, the features and the benefits don't even matter, because if she buys into me, that's the thing that's most important. So that's what we teach with this purpose-driven prospecting. That's what legacy leadership is all about. It's about having a purpose-driven business, trying to impact the lives of others. And I'll share really quickly with you something about my program, and then I want to throw it back to Janelle, and if there's questions or however we go from here. So this Legacy Leadership Academy that I have, I created it in September of last year. And I created it because I remember saying to myself, I can't be the only one that feels the way that I do about this profession. Look, if we're honest with ourselves, we get a bad rap. People look at us and they think negative things, but I know what network marketing is really about. It's not about get rich quick and just making a ton of money and showing it off and flashing it on social media, the fake it till you make it mentality. This profession is about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about impacting the lives of other people. It's about love and generosity and service. I know that. And I said, I can't be the only one that feels that way. So I created this program, and I created this thing called Legacy Leadership. And I noticed that there were two areas that people really needed help with. One was social media, and two was leadership. So inside of my program, we focus on social media and leadership, but we do it from the perspective of the legacy way of doing it. And I said, what if I could create this program, and together as a group, we could go out and make an impact in the world so much bigger than what we could do on our own? And I had this idea. I said, I'm going to donate 10% of everything we earn to charities. And even more so, we're going to pick charities that support children in need. We're going to practice what we preach. And I threw this goal out there that people thought I was crazy. And it was so funny. I said, I remember I was filming the sales video, and it was the first time I said it. I said, we are going to donate $1 million in the next 3 years. And it was funny because I finished filming the video, and my videographer, Rich, was like kind of laughing. He was like, he goes, are you going to actually, like, can you actually do that? And I remember thinking, like, I was like, I don't know, but I think so. But here's what I believe. If you get the right people together for the right reasons, and you give them training and support that can truly help them in their lives and advance their businesses, I believe that that is a formula for some incredible things to happen. And I'm really excited and I'm proud to share with you right now, we have only been in existence for 90 days. And my community, Legacy Leadership, we've already donated $50,000 to charities all over the world. And here's what's so cool about it. And I'm going to explain to you a special offer we have right now for any of you that are interested in learning more about this. In 2018, I've made a commitment to literally do everything I can to help thousands of people in this profession create the business and the life of their dreams, help them achieve complete freedom in their business. And in the process of doing that, we are literally going to change the world together. And I just can't think of anything else that would get me more excited. So if this like concept of legacy leadership, if it resonates with you, if you know that you want to be better on social media, you want to get over that fear of doing things like live video, you want to stay up to date on what's happening with Facebook as it's happening and understand what that means for your business. If you know you need to be a better leader and develop more leaders, that's why I created this program. So our normal enrollment, we have two options usually. It's either $57 per month to month. You get new trainings every month. We have a private membership area. We have a Facebook group where I go live and it's like having me as your coach. Or you can cancel at any time, or you can do an annual plan for $497, which allows you to basically save 30% over what you'd pay monthly. But I wanted to take it even a step further because I believe so much in legacy leadership. And we're also running a purpose-driven prospecting challenge starting next week in my membership. So if this idea of purpose-driven prospecting was exciting to you, well, we're going to teach you and show you how to do that. But I said, I need to spread the message and I need to spread this mission. So how can I do that? Well, we're running a trial right now. You can go to, and Janelle can share this link with you, but if you go to legacyleadershipacademy.com /enroll, ENROLL, legacyleadershipacademy.com /enroll. If you go to that link, you can join right now for $1 for 30 days. $1, you get 30 days of full access to all of our training content in our library, all of our training in our Facebook group. You have direct access to me. For questions. I do tons of one-on-one coaching in our membership, and you get to participate in the challenge with us for $1. And at the end of 30 days, if you don't feel like this was one of the best decisions you've ever made for your business, you cancel at any time. If you continue, you then will be billed our normal $57 a month fee, which you also can cancel at any time. Now, this is only good. This offer is only good until midnight on Sunday, this Sunday. We only open up enrollment 3 to 4 times per year. So you've got that offer, $1 trial for 30 days until Sunday at midnight, legacyleadershipacademy.com /enroll. And the last thing I'll say, because everybody always says, what's the time commitment? If you have 5 to 7 hours a month that you can commit to this program, I will tell you, you will get tremendous value because all of our content, it's recorded. You can go through it at your own time, at your own pace. So even if you're just starting in your business or you've already got a huge team, either of those people, we've got content in the membership that can help you. So Janelle, I'll kick it back over to you. And if there's anything else you want me to talk about, I don't know if we have questions, but I'm happy to answer any questions or talk about anything else you want.
Awesome, Bob. This was amazing. So many notes. You guys, I have pages of notes and I hope you do too. And I hope that you listen to this one again. This was spot on for what we need. I mean, if you think about it, when you're leading with intention and you're leading with your purpose and your impact, everything else flows so much easier. You're not trying to figure out what to say and how to say it and the scripts and the strategy, because your own mission and your own purpose leads you. It leads you to not only, like Bob said, that purpose-driven prospecting, but it leads you to leading them. It leads you to leading them to success, because if you truly believe in your purpose and that impact that you want to make, then you're going to want to make sure that your coaches, your team is fulfilling that impact themselves. It's all going to come so much more naturally if you are, leading with, that fulfillment versus, trying to aim for certain numbers or certain ranks or certain, Success Club numbers or what have you. So I'm looking at the questions, Bob, and okay, so one question was, obviously, your story and your why is so important. And this is a question I get all the time too. The question was, do they do that in posts more often than live video?
Yeah, that's a question I get a lot. So here's what I teach. It is what you don't want to do is automate this conversation. So you don't want to create a video that you can send to someone, because when you do that, you lose the personal nature of the conversation. The value of this is it's a conversation between you and I. So what I teach people to do, the best possible scenario, if I can hop on the phone with you and share this with you, it's going to give me the maximum impact, because you can hear those emotions and feel it. And it's tailored to you.
Yes.
Second best option, in my opinion, is if you're in a Facebook back and forth through Messenger, send a voice message to someone. Totally. So do it through Facebook voice messenger, not as good, but you still can get across those feelings and they can hear it in your voice. And then I think that, could you do a live video sharing your why? Absolutely. But what I would tell you to do, don't just get on there and share your why, because that would be kind of weird. People be like, where is this coming from? What I would tell people to do is do a video and do a training maybe on why having purpose and meaning behind what you do is important. So inside of our academy, we really push and challenge people to do live video. But I tell people to, the legacy leaders look at live video differently. And I think one of the problems, since we're on the topic of live video, one of the problems that people have with social media as a whole is they approach it from this mentality of take first. What can I get out of it, right? Every post is calculated to make a sale or get a recruit. And I affectionately call those people infomercials, right? and if you want to increase your engagement and be successful on social media, you have to have a give first mentality. You have to view social media as a way to scale the impact that you can make, share content that is valuable to people. And live video is such a great way to do that. So do a live video, not just, hey, here's my why, so it's about me, but hey, make it about the viewer. Do you have meaning behind what you do? Do you have purpose in your life? Ask them questions to challenge them and get them to think. And so I think that could be a really winning formula to do. But here's where the trap sometimes falls in. You don't want to, it's almost like when I coach people that are in network marketing, I tell them, turn off the network marketing part of your brain. Because anytime we're even dancing around a conversation related to our business, we feel like we need to go right into the sales mode. So don't mention, you can, if you want to mention Beachbody, that's okay, but don't make it a sales pitch for Beachbody, right? It's really so much more than that. But I think that the more you can put this impact goal and your why out into the world, it will start attracting more of the kind of people that you really want in your business.
I totally agree. And, as far as going live with your why, that reminded me that years ago, when I was pretty new in my business, I was talking to a network marketing guru. And I said, if I know that I've got a handful of people out there that I just think would be amazing, should I aim to present this business to them all at the same time, like in a meeting or, at the time I wasn't using social media. So I was going to meet with them. And this network marketing guru said, no, you need to talk to each one of them individually.
Yep.
and talk about their needs and figure out their situation. Why would they want to do this? Like, what's in it for them? And that's where you need to have those meaningful conversations so that you can figure out, if your purpose, if your mission is going to be something that helps solve their problem, help them reach their goal. And it really has to be very specific to them. And that's just so true. And I think that's really important that you mentioned the Facebook Messenger voice memos, because that is where, they obviously feel that stronger connection to you, and they feel like you are listening to them and you're giving them that individual attention versus just throwing some mass post out to the world that this is what I'm offering, who's ready to jump on board. It just has so much more value when you're having that one-to-one meaningful conversation.
Yeah. I talk a lot about social media. If you want to be successful on social, you have to focus on depth, not width. Most people are focused on just getting as many views and comments and shares as they can. And that there's nothing wrong with that, because that usually is a driver of results. But I think it's more of a vanity metric, really. I think, to me, focusing on depth is what we're talking about. It's that P2P. It's that person to person. It's those one-on-one conversations that you have. Those ultimately are going to be the things that drive your results the most.
Yes, exactly. Okay. I'm seeing a ton of comments, just amen and exactly and totally agree. And I'm going to listen to this again over and over. And so, yeah, it's just blowing up in comments over here. Everyone loves it.
Awesome.
So Bob, where else should they look to find you other than the podcast?
Yeah. So, obviously, I gave you the link to the membership, legacyleadershipacademy.com/enroll. My website is bobheilig.com.
Okay.
So if you go to my website, you can find a lot of great stuff there. And on Facebook, I do a lot of stuff on my Facebook business page, which if you just search Your Virtual Upline, you'll find my business page. And I do there's a lot of great stuff on there as well.
Okay. And just to reiterate, I remember I wrote down in my notes, $1 for 30 days. That's if they enroll by when?
Midnight on Sunday. So this is the first time, and according to my support team, they want it to be the only time we do a $1 trial, because we've got a lot of people that are enrolling, which is a good thing. But midnight on Sunday, we will close enrollment down. We only open it up 3 to 4 times per year, because I want to really be able to focus on our students and our members with just pouring into them and giving them maximum value and helping them create the transformations that they want. So midnight Pacific on Sunday, we will close it down. That's the last chance to enroll.
Okay, awesome. Got it. I hope you guys have that written down, legacyleadershipacademy.com/enroll. Okay, Bob, I cannot thank you enough. This was absolutely amazing. Definitely one that we're all going to listen to again and pass on to all our team members. And I really hope that everyone subscribes to your podcast, My Virtual Upline. I think it's
Your Virtual Upline.
Your Virtual Upline.
Yeah.
Your Virtual Upline.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's amazing. I think it's exactly the content that we all need. Each episode I've listened to so far, I've said, yes, this is so perfect. This is spot on.
Awesome.
So thank you for all the work that you do. We really appreciate it. And thanks for sharing your time with our team.
It's my pleasure. It was, I'm grateful for the opportunity. So hopefully everybody got some value. I hope to see some of you inside of the community, and thanks for having me, Janelle.
You are so welcome. Hey, everyone, I highly recommend that you check this out. I know I am, for sure. Thanks for getting on this week. I hope you get on next week. I hope you got on last week as well. JanelleSummers.com, our training site. The password has been completely removed so that you can pick and choose different trainings that you want to share with your team members, and you won't have to be like, oh, I forget what the password was or the login or whatever. No more of that. Just, you can send links so that your coaches and yourself, you aren't distracted by all the other stuff that's on YouTube, because a lot of it's out of date. Some of it will even take you down a completely wrong path. Some of it will take you down an unethical path that is not in compliance with policy. Like, YouTube sometimes scares me. So you can go on JanelleSummers.com, find the trainings that you need. We have a new coach start here, an entire series of trainings. We have a 5-minute training academy series. So everything you need to be as successful as you want to be is there, and for your coaches as well. So thanks so much for getting on, and I'll see you next week.